Big thumbs up from Cthulhu. Hey folks, this is BestInSlot, and in today's Jurassic World Evolution 2 building tricks video, we're going to highlight a specific Reddit post. This one by a very clever user named Shroomcoaster, which sounds like a hell of a combination. Shroomcoaster posted this the other day. They were the first person to do it as far as I've seen, but it's really, really cool and worth checking out. But I'm going to link that Reddit post down below. Definitely go give them some well-deserved love. Now, I should mention very early on, you will require a couple of mods for this to work. This is a PC-only thing. It's, maybe it's not something too viable for every park. It's more just a showcase of a cool thing and just a nice way to showcase the creativity of the community more than anything else. Although I do think it looks really cool. So please don't be too upset if you can't use mods or you refuse to use mods at this point in time, which is absolutely fair enough as well. But the two mods you'll require are the free build mod and the expanded terrain tools mod, both of which, as with the Reddit post, I will link down below. What you're going to want to do is then come onto a nice big open flat area of map. Let's get rid of these pesky trees. No one likes trees anyway. Trees are the worst. Don't keep us alive or anything like that. They're useless. Okay, trees gone. So what we're going to do first of all is make a little bit of a pit. The thing you're going to want to do is make sure your slope is nice and high. This is part of the expanded terrain tools. And we're going to go a little deeper, not too much deeper. I'd say that might actually be already a little bit too deep, but we'll go for something like that. Okay, so something around there. You can see in the contour lines, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 contour lines. That'll give us a good idea if we're being accurate or not. What we're going to do then is we're going to grab our water tool. We're going to reduce the radius, which is still phenomenally huge most of the time. Oh, that's really annoying. And we're going to take this right over to the edge as much as we can. Just like that, without ruining our original mountain shape. Okay, once that is done, you are basically ready to go. So the idea, very simply, is to use the lagoon viewing stands as a multi-tier dinosaur viewing stand kind of thing, kind of like with the San Diego amphitheater, the exhibit thing, where people sit in the stands. It's kind of got that, but it's also got a two-ground, lower down kind of viewing area built into it as well. So it's a really cool, multifaceted idea. And very simply what you're going to do is you're going to take your lagoon stand like so, you're going to take it over to the edge and you're going to just sit it, like that basically. Bam. And what we're going to do, we're going to grab a couple of these nice and early, so this should hopefully make it look a little bit cool beans. And all you're looking for, of course, is for that lower area in the preview to be the problem is I don't know where that one is. But you're looking for that lower area in the preview to be sticking out. And that means you'll be able to use it as a viewing area. Now, there is a problem with this, which I'll get to very soon. But let's just put a few of those in. We're going to speed up time using the other mod. And hopefully... Okay, so those ones haven't been stacked together very well. But you can see already that it would, in theory, work, right? So, let's say you were building like the T-Rex Kingdom and you wanted some Colosseum-style seating around the outside, something we've not really been able to do before. This would be a viable alternative. If you did this correctly, I'll tell you what, I'll do one more time just to prove the point. It's easy if you've already got one built and then you build your next one, because then you can kind of place the building sort of over the top of it, like so. And what you probably don't want is something like sharp corners. You want a nice gradual shape, or even a square shape would be even better. Let's speed that up. Kind of built into the thing there. I do want to prove as well that you should always make sure when you do this that you're doing it into the water. You can get rid of the water now, that's absolutely fine. But if you build a lagoon viewing stand, and it looks like it's going to work, right? But what you can see there, it juts out the ground. The game is still trying to make it work correctly, so it will jut out the land in order to put down the viewing stand. Whereas if you put the water there, the game can't do that, so it just builds the viewing stand as is. So let's get rid of the water. Go check out our build. Let's hop into this one. Show view. Lovely stuff. Very cool. So already this would be, again, some nice Colosseum-style viewing area for your dinosaurs. I'd recommend as well, there's a fence mod that will give you invisible fences. Very useful for this kind of thing. This is where the problem comes in, though. So visually, that looks really cool, right? That a surrounded exhibit with that is going to look awesome. Let's see what happens when we drop down. This is a really interesting little bit of game design. So, as it turns out, the blue filter, the underwater effect that we get when we are below in the lagoon viewing thingy, is actually part of the lagoon viewing thingy itself. It's like a filter over the glass to make it look like you're viewing your things underwater. I think you can actually see that in action when you place a lagoon. Just speed that up. It's kind of like with the water in general. So if I go, I can't zoom into the lagoon as you can see, but if I go, okay, like that, it works, interestingly enough. So it's like whenever you touch the water, it activates this same filter. But if you go, I believe, Fire NVIDIA Ansel, and you drop underwater, you can see it's not there. So this is actually what it looks like. And what the game's doing, I think, is basically recognizing when the camera's looking underwater. And it's applying the same thing to the lagoon viewing center as well. And then it's putting a coloured filter over the top of the camera. Which is a bit of a shame. It would have been cooler if it looked like this, because it would have been more viable. As it is, it's some weird tinted... What you could pretend, I suppose, is that it's... admittedly, it's kind of backwards, but you could pretend it's like shaded glass kind of thing, you know, to make the dinosaurs feel like they've got a bit more privacy. It's still a very cool idea, and even just visually like this, it's going to look really cool, staggering these all together in this big Colosseum-style exhibit. I built a little exhibit over here to try it out, because I think it's a bit of a shame. We have to see the dinosaurs through, right? Let's just hop into this one. Again, oh, no, not this one. Let's go up first. Oh, no, there's our Margosaurus. They kind of look like ghosts. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so you can see how this would work. This is actually, just in general, a really cool viewing area for your dinosaurs, even if you only use the above ground version, because it's out in the open, it's in the air, which none of the existing ones are. They all look through glass. It's like a medium height. It's higher than the viewing gallery. It's lower than the viewing tower. It's actually really cool. Just Colosseum-style viewing. And then this is like a weird added bonus. And it is a weird one, but I also think it's a pretty cool little thing. My dinosaurs basically refuse to hang out near the glass. You can see the Margosaurus over there. But the others are determined to not let me showcase this completely. There you go, there's the Brachiosaurus in the mist, as it were. It does have a ghostly... It's kind of like that level on Dark Souls when you go down into the underwater bit, the flooded city. I actually think it looks quite cool, but I admit, you know, it would be cooler if it was completely clear and it properly functioned as a multi-tier viewing area. But you know, your mileage will vary, to say the least. But either way, very, very cool idea in general. Big shout out to Shroomcoaster for posting this online. The Reddit is often a source of like just really cool inspiration if you're struggling a little bit for build ideas and stuff like that. I'm not saying you have to full on steal someone's idea like I just did, but you know, you could take this idea and then that could spur another idea. You'll use it as a jumping off point. And you gotta say, when you put these ones together, more so than these ones which stick out a bit, but these ones together, they look really good. It does look like a Colosseum viewing area, and you can see it's bending slightly, so you could kind of curve that around the entire thing. I think it's really inventive. I always like that kind of thing. Right, well, we'll end it there. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely go give Shroomcoaster some love. Give me some love as well if you're in a loving kind of mood. But if you've only got a little bit of love to give it to Shroomcoaster. If you've got a lot of love to give, which I think a lot of us do, give it to both of us. And, yeah, throw me a like and all that kind of malarkey. I'll see you folks very soon. Obviously, Sandbox for Prehistoric Kingdom, Planet Zoo, and Evolution 2, all coming during this week, hopefully. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks next time. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye. Oh, bonus, I forgot to show you. So what happens if you do this, and then you try out the exhibit? Well, it's interesting. So we're above ground. Obviously, this is the one that built into the earth. Pressing the wrong button. Usually you wouldn't be able to build this, but free builders letting us do so. And when you go down, it does the same thing with the blue, but you can see the... basically, it shows you directly under the mountain. It shows you the grass on top of the mountain. It shows you the geometry at the bottom of the earth. So if you wanted to summon Cthulhu, this would be the way to do it, basically. Big thumbs up from Cthulhu.
Houston, if you're ready, we'll maneuver. Reaching out.